Hello everyone, I'm Ryan, the Marketing Associate for Cleveland Playhouse. Welcome to our presentation for hashtag Love Theater Day. Today I'm going to be taking you on a quick tour of the CPH Production Center. As you can see, we've got some lovely designs in the background here, hallway down to the main shop floor. I'll be with you. I'll be doing my best to answer any questions that I can while we're walking around here. Obviously, I need to stay safe, so I might be keeping my eyes on the road a little bit. But yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know. I'll answer them as best I can. And let's go ahead and start the tour. So Cleveland Playhouse, located in Cleveland, Ohio, is America's first professional regional theater. We've been around for over 100 years. We're now in the middle of our 101st season. And this is our production center. Now, our production facilities are located off-site, mostly because we have this lovely former factory that we can use for our facilities. That are a good 15-minute drive from the theater. But it's just the perfect space, so we opted to use this as opposed to a less optimal location closer to our spaces. Our three spaces are the Allen Theater, located in downtown Cleveland at Playhouse Square, the Helen Theater, and the Outcult Theater. And actually, all three of those are located at Playhouse Square in downtown Cleveland. We're just over on the east side right now at the production center. Right now, we are in the middle of building Ken Ludwig's Baskerville, a Sherlock Holmes mystery. So here we'll be able to see a little bit of the preliminary work that's being done by carpenters here. As you can see, it's definitely got that, definitely has that Sherlock Holmes vibe as we're passing through. Unfortunately, everyone, or most of our staff here, is over in the theater today as we're working on installing A Christmas Story, which is our show that's currently going on right now in the Allen Theater. I'm sure you noticed I'm wearing my bright pink Ralphie bunny suit shirt today. Oh, great. Oh, lovely. Our friends from Arena Stage. Baskerville's great. We're very excited for that. One thing you'll notice about the shop is that they are very organized. A necessity, certainly, when you're doing the kind of work that they're doing here. And so we can see some frames here that will eventually be, I'm assuming, probably part of the wall, a wall for Baskerville. I wish there was someone here that I could ask. I've got some questions too. But yeah, like I said, a lot of preliminary work going on right now for Baskerville. As most folks are over working on A Christmas Story. But yeah, this is our main shop floor where a lot of the carpenters will end up working. So next I'm going to take us over next door to where we have the paint shop. And I believe everyone from the paint shop also ran over for a meeting. So we won't see them in action, but we definitely will be able to see their work here. Here we are, with a few of the walls that are going up for Baskerville. And you can see here with these stencils just how this pattern gets on here. I was, when I first looked at it as I was coming over here, I just thought we had used some wallpaper for it. But no, this is all part of our design. And every show that we do at Cleveland Playhouse is built in-house. So our staff makes every piece that you makes or acquires from our collection, every piece that you see on stage. So every wall, every door, every chair, every piece of costume, that's all us. We can get a better picture of what's going on in terms of Baskerville. And assuming all goes as planned technology-wise, we're going to be doing a time-lapse recording of the drop for Baskerville. Yes, this set is for Ken Ludwig's Baskerville, a Sherlock Holmes mystery. Last year we did a time-lapse of our entire build for A Christmas Story, and that's up on our YouTube and Facebook right now. You can dig around and find. We'll be posting it again shortly. So these are the main floors of our shop. Plenty of space, which is necessary. There are definitely times when they fill everything up, especially over here in the paint shop. But now I'm going to take you into the place I'm most excited to go to, and that is our props storage. So as I mentioned, we are over 100 years old, which means a lot of seasons, a lot of shows, and a lot of stuff for all of those shows. That means we needed lots of space to store all of the props that we've acquired over the last century. So why don't we take a little tour? The props shop is always my most fun stop in coming to the production center, because there's just so many interesting things that we've collected, and a lot of unusual items. We'll see if I remember where some of them are. And every time I come back here, there's always something new. So I'll pop on my trusty light because it's a little dark back here. And give us a better view of what we've got. And let's just take a little stroll and see what we can find. It's part of the fun of being is that it is an adventure every time. Here, of course, is all of our carbs, in case anyone was hungry. And it's necessary to organize a lot, especially when you have as much stuff, as many props, as many items as we have. So you'll find certainly likes are all together with likes, and I believe in certain cases they are organized by time period as well. It just depends on how much we have and how much space is available to keep things together. That looks like a lovely cake. Some mac and cheese that I'm sure would read from very far away. A lovely wedding cake, a lovely fruit cake. Getting into our toys, I don't think any of the toys for A Christmas Story are here right now. I think they've all made their way on over to the Allen Theater right now. So we won't see any iconic Christmas Story items, unfortunately, but they will be on stage. Coffee pots, of course, naturally, pitchers. A little bit of everything. As you can see here, I'm sure we'll be rating this soon for Baskerville. We've got plenty of suitcases, handbags, valises, any sort of storage that you could want from just about any time period here, in varying states of condition, depending on what the characters need. Oh, and a few little poison dart frogs on display. Paintings for when a room needs a little sprucing up in a variety of styles. And we'll make our way there, but one of my favorite sections here is our sort of, I guess you could call it technology corner. Because for us 90s kids, you'll see a lot of rotary dial telephones and old cordless phones and things that you don't really see anymore nowadays. But that certainly might be relevant for a show, depending on the time period. So yeah, here we've got a lot of briefcases, some home decor. Let's go ahead and check out the our next aisle. It's always very strange for me because we're always adding new stuff. So you may be looking at a piece of equipment like this that I am assuming could be anyone's guess. But you'll see, yeah, you'll definitely see some older items sitting next to an Amazon box that somebody got just today with some pieces that we needed. Boxes of magazines from different eras, different kinds of magazines, all very well organized here so we can find exactly what we need. Tater twister, in case anyone wanted to make their own fries. Hello. Yes, I'm trying to keep an eye out for questions. Definitely, if I missed something, feel free to ping me again here. Sorry, it's a little bit of a navigation hazard sometimes to be walking around in here with your eyes not on what you're doing. Oh, this lovely old camera, which I could imagine making an appearance in Baskerville. I think that might be the right era. Items that we have the most of. I'm going to go out on a limb and say suitcases. I didn't realize just how many suitcases we have here. And I think that might be accurate, although most likely it's books. We'll get to the bookshelves over here in just a minute, but we definitely keep plenty of extra books of all different kinds. Here we go, our technology corner, my favorite, where we've got an Ediphone here, regular old tape deck, a couple of different turntables, an old-timey radio, phonograph. Yes, an interesting thing to note about most, if not all of our books, is that usually, and book lovers try not to cringe, we will cut giant chunks out of the pages. And the reason for this is just to make them lighter and easier to use. So I know as heart-stopping as the idea of cutting off books can be, these are books being used for props, so we do need them to be practical, and it's, trust me, the crew is much happier being able to move half a load of books on a bookshelf than they would be if we had left them intact. We've got a few projectors here. Yeah, our prop staff is always on the lookout for really cool pieces that would be just great to see on stage. Scouring flea markets and garage sales, anytime something catches their eye, they're really good to snap it up and make sure it finds its way here. Yeah, very well organized. I'm always impressed at how they keep the variety of just interesting things all in place. Here we've got a bucket of cell phones from a lot of different eras. Yeah, we definitely do save, and it's a thing that I think every theater, big and small, ends up doing. A good prop is going to be a good prop, and you never know what show you're going to do. So I think in general, from my experience, theaters tend to have a little bit of a hoarder mentality when it comes to props. It's always hard to give up something that you think you might use again, no matter how outlandish it seems to be. Just a lot of fun stuff here in the technology corner, including some old boxes for flash bulbs, and it looks like some light bulbs that I don't see a lot of use these days. And as I said, here's our library section here, where we've got books of all kinds of different looks. Ooh, I thought I saw someone here, wasn't expecting it, and it definitely scared me a little bit. Some of these fancy giant library ladders. So the craziest thing that I've seen here, I'm trying to think of what the craziest. There's definitely a few favorites. I would have to say it's some of the creepy curios that we've kept in a section that we'll get to, that I think is labeled creepy curios or something to that effect. And there's got to be something in there that I think would be my favorite. I'll know it when I come to it. So here we've got bones and viscera for all those higher rated than PG shows that will come up. Some of our biggest fans. Yes, they're definitely scary. A little more from our technology corners. Trophies, awards, all kinds of major awards. I think I had one of these flaming cauldrons for Halloween. Come in handy on stage too. Here we are. Here's the Knickknacks section that I mentioned. We've got plenty of birds, exclamation point, some religious figures from a variety of different religions. plenty of chickens and ducks. More birds! Exclamation point. Elephants. Here we are. It's the Shelf of Nightmares. That's what it's called. Hello, Parma. Nice to have you here with us. Yeah, the old Shelf of Nightmares. I think this young lady here, she's probably my favorite. And I'll just give her some even creepier lighting to really drive it home. Her and her little brother might be my favorite finds here. And it's hard to say because we've got a lot of great stuff. Angels, that pirate ship that has been in a pirate battle, clearly. These clowns, which are not scary at all. And then some more normal curios here. Your usual grandma's house fare. That's very true. Yeah, and as you can see, statues for all occasions, for all themes. Sometimes picked out specifically for shows and used, and other times stuff that we've had just in case you happen to need it. Yes, I think a few are specifically funeral urns, if I remember correctly. A few kingly chairs as well. Let's see if I can sneak myself through here to see what we've got down this aisle. I might not have even gone down this aisle before. This we may all be discovering this for the first time. Oh, our science equipment is here. Jars. Wow, this is a real mad scientist's dream shelf over here. Candles, including a few electronic LED candles. Thank God for those. Very popular in the theater. Always nice to have something that looks like a candle but isn't a fire hazard. Oh, that's right, the shelf that is people and parts of people. I think we passed another shelf that was also parts of people in our gore section earlier. So let's see, so before I move on, I'm going to have us roll back to a room that we almost passed. It really is kind of our own home shopping network. I think these are for light fixtures, I want to say. There was probably a show where we needed very many of them, given the number that we have on hand. A not scary at all rocking horse. Oh, he's not totally scary. He's only a little scary. Moose. Just a moose. Nothing to see here. More of our books. Yes, so sorry, I passed a very fun room in order to get us here. I believe this is dental equipment. This may have been something that we used in Little Shop of Horrors. I would have to ask someone to find out for sure. We definitely did have some dental equipment for Little Shop of Horrors that got spruced up to look a little more dramatic. But yes, we missed our side room here with bottles, glasses, and I believe medieval siege weapons, possibly. Yes, and rest assured, these would be very thoroughly cleaned out when next we have actors using them, so... they may get a little dusty in storage, but we do take care of that. We for sure have more than 99 bottles of beer on this wall. Plates. It looks like someone's wedding registry in here. Coffee, tea, drinking glasses. Old Coca-Cola cups. I think my parents had these. I know for sure we had that one with all the ducks on it. I'm realizing on this trip just how many things we have with ducks on them. Didn't know that was supremely popular. Here's something we don't see too much more in Ohio these days. Ashtrays. Yes, I think certainly some divorce dishes have found their way here. Oh, this is a great ashtray with this knight on it, and then we've got these two dogs. Yeah, a lot of fun pieces in here that are great to find. Plenty of bows and arrows, more than I realized that we had. Like I said, we've got some medieval weapons over here. Lots of swords, lots of rapiers for most likely for your Shakespeare plays, as well as a big old halberd, and a lot of colonial rifles and a colonial rifle stack. And I believe, yeah, this looks like all of our more dangerous weapons to leave out have been put into these shelves. Let's go ahead and take a peek. We've got, for any of our weapons that fire blanks, we've got those all here. Yeah, I think we do have a first aid kit around here somewhere. Yeah, nope, that's a tackle box. No first aid kit, but plenty of fake blood. So if you wanted to freak someone out, and I wouldn't recommend it, this is the place to do it. Let's see what we've got in medieval danger weapons. Yep, these all do look dangerous. Although I like the distinction between regular weapons and danger weapons. Our lovely crossbows that look like they could have come right out of the Cleveland Museum of Art. Very fancy. They aren't from there, by the way, just to be clear. Red Ryder and airsoft guns. I wonder if we have... Our Red Ryder is probably not here right now, unless we've got an extra one. Oh no, it looks like we've got... Yeah, looks like there are a few spare Red Ryder single-action carbine with the compass in the stock and this thing that tells time. Tell me if I did that wrong. You would think I would have that memorized by now, but yeah, lots of armaments here, as well as some of the some similar items. We've got trick props, fake bullets, and grenade shackles and handcuffs. I've never looked in any of these drawers before. Really glad that we're. Oh wow, that's a lot of shackles and handcuffs. Okay, all right. Well, of course we did do Venus and Fern. I wouldn't be surprised that we'd have an entire shelf for this. Firearms aplenty in here. And I thought I saw something else interesting. Whips and crops. Good. Whips and crops for sure has its own shelf with plenty of whips and crops in here. Take your pick. Gas masks. I bet this won't be scary at all. Oh, surprisingly few gas masks. I guess all the rest of them are with our rave costumes, which must be somewhere else. Powder horn. Canteens. They're great. Yeah, there's some awesome old school canteens in here. And what I think are a lot of very exotic hookahs, or something like them. Cartons of cigarettes, pipes. I'm sure a lot of these will be heading over for Ken Ludwig's Baskerville. All right, so here's, a lot of our small props, a lot of our home housewares, housewares and weapons, our housewares and armaments department. We really could have a vape shop. Yeah, the vape corner that's part of housewares and knives. All right, so let's head on over. I know we've seen the books before. Oh, I believe this is a part of one of the plants. I believe this is part of some of the plants from Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah, in fact, here's a little baby Audrey right here. It is a little hard to see. There's the tiny Audrey, and then this jacket is attached to our medium-size Audrey. I think our second stage Audrey is the order that goes in, which I actually got to take around for Comic-Con. It was a lot of fun. The puppet is heavier than it looks, but a lot of fun to use. We've got some livestock up here. More books. I'm not kidding when I say, you know what, let's take a look. It looks like these, we may have just recently gotten these because I don't think these have been cut yet. I'd like to show you an example of how we cut out the books to make them lighter. I don't think these have been treated yet, though. These actually, considering that they are out and not on the shelves yet, these could be brand new. Let's see. Grab my light here just so I can show you what I'm talking about. See if any of these have been pre-cut for a show. You know, it doesn't look like any of these are. All right, well, I won't spend too much time looking for that. I'm sure you get the idea. But if I run across any books that we've already, got Audrey too, pre-treated, I can show you those. Plenty of canes and plenty of canes. Ooh, some fancy canes. I like this little horsey here. He's pretty great. I think there's a rain stick in here too. A couple of parasols while we're at it. Tables will be a little hard to see here because I'll have some furniture that we've got back here is torn down for storage purposes, but you get the idea of just how much is here. Hello, Fred Savage. Thank you for joining us. Chairs of all kinds, both ancient and modernish. Actually, I kind of like those. Wouldn't be a bad office chair, except they don't roll. And this, I'm trying to remember if these might have gotten some recent use. We, of course, no room full of old things would be complete without some mannequins that will occasionally scare you if you don't have enough lighting on in here. Fortunately, I brought some lights with me, so we didn't run into that problem. Other side of the moose. That's a very realistic looking moose. That might be a real moose, I'm not sure. I don't know when we got that. Yeah, we definitely completed the mannequin challenge here by having some actual mannequins. Some lovely hair dryers. Floor lamps of all kinds. Some lamps that look like hookahs and might also be hookahs, for all I know. Ghost lights. I think all of our ghost lights are probably in the theaters. Although, I mean, this building could be haunted. There could be a genuine ghost light lying around here somewhere. Oh, here's another really great item that I ran into the last time I was here. I think that's a prop and not just someone's fruit that's been left here. It's a prop. But we have a functioning jukebox. I think, let's see, this might be the one that is functioning. It's sort of stored away here, so unfortunately I can't get it out to show you. Also, I'm not really sure how to get it running again. But definitely one of our apprentices last year popped this out and showed me, and it runs really well considering its age, and still has the records in here. I know he did some work restoring it, and I think some records that we just happened to have got put in there so that they would run. It's kind of a good place to keep them. But yeah, we've got a few different styles of jukebox here, although I think it's only the one that's working. If only we had some Gaga in there, right? Wouldn't that make sense? As well as, this was our old cigarette machine that we just had in the theater for patrons to use, now has become a prop. You either live long enough to die a hero or see yourself become a prop, I guess, in the case of cigarette machines like this one. Plenty of rugs. Genuine 7-Up machine, and this, I think, still works. I think he told me this is still running. Because this one's not too old. We have a very classic Coca-Cola machine here. Some foliage back there. It's a little hard to get back here by the rest of the appliances. We'll see. Maybe we can get around to the other side. I haven't spent as much time back in this section of props, so we may be discovering some things together here. That's right, another salon chair. And this, I believe, we had out during our centennial celebration for folks to sit in as a nice little photo op. Some foam, likely to be turned into a prop soon. This is the pink foam's the most popular for using props. Yes, that's right. This was out for Steel Magnolias, which we did in conjunction with Playhouse Square last year. And I want to say that these other chairs got used on stage in Steel Magnolias. I could be wrong, though. Because they definitely look the part with their little bows on top. That's great. Thank you, Platinum Mimi. Thank you for saying so. I'm glad we got an opportunity here on Love Theater Day to take folks through. It's a really cool part of Cleveland Playhouse that unfortunately there's really never an opportunity to show the public what it's like in here. But thanks to Periscope, we're able to give as many people as we can a tour. Here we've got, I've never noticed these chandeliers every time I've been in here. From a lot of different eras. I think one of these might have even been in use at one point. It looks like people would have had candles on that. Oh, look at this. Arcade cabinet for running multiple games. Let's see. Take a look inside here. So arcade cabinets are always really fascinating to see on the inside. And it's just a regular old compact desktop computer inside there. I'm not sure what show we had used this in. I'd be curious to know. A little bit of flora here. Some evergreens. Hospital bed with all the scarier accoutrement that a hospital bed can have on it, as well as a university course cornerstone. In some cases, these are the real thing. I believe this hospital bed, yeah, I think this was a real hospital bed that was in use. And chances are the hospital either sold it or scrapped it when they got a newer model. And that's always a great opportunity for theaters to snap up something that looks very genuine because it is very genuine. And for those who are wondering, is anything here haunted? Yes, that's a very good way to get your props shop haunted. This coffin here, I think was at one point an actual coffin. It looks like we've done some work on it on the sides. I don't think it was ever a used coffin. But yeah, certainly a mix of things that we found that had a life before they became a prop, had a lot of stories to tell, and now help us tell stories. Sorry, that was accidentally more poetic than I meant that to be. So let's see. Yeah, now we're getting into the territory where I just haven't been through here too much. Love this king chair. This is great. Good. Should probably bring this back to our offices. I think that's a better place for this to be. It's maybe not as comfortable as it looks cool. It's from one of our Christmas shows, but I don't think A Christmas Story. I don't remember seeing it. Plenty of urns. Yes, Mimi. This is all property of Cleveland Playhouse. So this is all our props. The facility is our facility here. And though we occasionally do rent props whenever we need something very specific, we try to keep a good stock of anything that you might run into. But of course, being a theater that does a lot of new plays and new work by new playwrights, sometimes they require props or set items that no one has ever needed before. So we'll either create something new, go out and find something to either buy or occasionally borrow if we really need to, or if we think this is so obscure we are probably never going to use this again. Oh wow, speaking of obscure, this is a lovely piano here. Wow, that looks hand carved. I wish I knew anything about the story of this piano, but I do not. It's great though. I'm sure we have some other pianos. They may not be, I'm not sure if they are sort of tucked away elsewhere and I passed them or not, but here we have ye old chairs and all of our period chairs, as well as some more modern chairs. How do they have it labeled? Chrome furniture set. Yeah, our props department definitely knows how to label. Player piano, I feel like we probably have a player piano around here somewhere. I wish we had someone from props that I could ask. I also saw a question about getting into our plays. We definitely do auditions, and if you go to the Cleveland Playhouse website and punch in a quick search for auditions, all of our auditioning information is on there. Offhand, I couldn't tell you when our next audition period is, though. I'd have to look that up. Yeah, here's a few other pianos. I think this one is in need of restoration, or would be in a play where this would be perfect for it. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do have a few. I don't think any of these are players, though. Yeah, I don't think so. Here's a few more. Any baby grands? I know that we have rented baby grands at least 1 or 2 times, but I don't think we have any on site here. Let's see. No, because these are all very small. Yeah, I don't think we have a baby grand here, unfortunately. Now, I do know this isn't everything that we have in storage necessarily. Certainly, we've got some separate storage considerations for A Christmas Story, since we've done it multiple years. So not everything Christmas Story finds its way back here. So there is a possibility that we've got some more stuff that I'm not aware of that our props department knows is tucked away someplace else. Though this is certainly the majority of what we have. Yeah, I feel like a lot of these Christmas items will be making their way over to the theater soon in anticipation of this season. Oh, here's our giant menorah. I'm not sure why would we be. Oh, there were 2 baby grands. Oh, that may be my my lack of knowledge about pianos. Oh, here we are. Yeah, we definitely. Thank you, Julie. Yes, it's casting@clevelandplayhouse.com. Yeah, not sure why we would be flagged as not safe for work. Maybe the mannequins because they didn't have any clothes on, but I mean, they would eventually. Yes, our big menorah, which usually makes its way into the theaters during the holidays, so I bet that's going to be coming over here pretty soon. And then chests. Oh, these chests are great. So let me... Sorry, I've got to slip around back by our pianos once more to get over there. Oh, and our little Rudolph here, he probably wants to come over too at some point. Yeah, we've almost made our way through everything here. In case anyone needs to make a pit stop, we've got the facilities right over here. Oh, and one of the older coffee machines too. Yeah, actually the buzz is our lighting here. Not so much that the pianos aren't treated well. A lot of times we get them sort of after the fact. And definitely our prop storage is really good at restoring old pieces, pianos, televisions, technology. But there's just so much stuff that we have here. A lot of times we don't really get to it right away. But as soon as if a show would happen to need one of those pianos, you can bet that they would do touch-ups. And if it's something that we couldn't do, we would definitely take it out of house to do any repairs. And just given the nature of shows, sometimes a show would need a piano that isn't in good condition. And it doesn't hurt to have a few pieces that aren't that maybe aren't house ready, depending on the needs of the production. But yeah, I know I've been here a few times when they've been taking old pieces that may have gotten picked up from a garage sale or a flea market or something that we just had, thinking, you know, we might need it for a rainy day, and they finally came to it, saw that it wasn't in great condition, and did some touch-ups, repaints, whatever restoration we needed to do. For example, the jukebox. I think the jukebox was working when we got it, but I know they did do some repairs to it, and I believe it was supposed to be used for a show, and then it ended up getting cut, unfortunately. But no harm in having a running jukebox. You never know when you're going to need that. Yeah, so plenty of big chests like you'd see on an old steamship. Some of our bigger chandeliers are not up. They're right here. Yeah, I'm sorry if that buzz is really bad on the video. It's easy for me to tune it out, but I can see where that would be really annoying. Some of our full-size statues here. I think not all these are clothed, so I hope this doesn't get us flagged as not safe for work. And I want to say that this was our box office sign at one point, but it could, genuinely, it could just be a prop. Little Cole, I'm sure this will be making its way over for A Christmas Story for all the bad little boys and girls. More of our big chests. How many batons do we have? I am not sure offhand. I'm trying to think of where our batons would be. I think probably over by the canes. It may be hidden behind the rain stick, which we know we definitely have. Let's see if we have any batons over here. Since we're here, let's see. Cane, canes, a lot of canes, plenty of umbrellas. A couple of scepters. Maybe a baseball bat. It looks like there might be a few in here. In with our rabbit head cane. Yes, this is it is props heaven here. Thanks for joining us, Mimi. Appreciate it. Cart from now. At least I think they're defunct. They're defunct in Ohio Hills. We used to have those, but since they're not going to be using it anymore, we definitely can. Looks like I want to say that this is a shoehorn, and if someone knows better than me, let me know. But if it is, this is probably the best shoehorn you've ever seen. And just a few more big pieces. I knew we had a pool table. Here we are. It's the one thing I was thinking as we were passing through here. I'm like, we've got pianos, we've got furniture, there's got to be a pool table, and there is. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I guess that would be for riding booths, which I'm sure we've got over in the costume shop. Now you may be wondering about costumes. So the costume shop is on site. Is actually in our the Middow building, which is where we use. The building we use for our offices. It's right next to the theater, not exactly adjacent. You do have to step outside to get around there, but it's much closer. And our costume shop builds, buys, distresses, repairs, restores, does anything that you could need for costumes. Though more often than not, I feel like more often than not, most things are sort of built in-house. Oh, lovely! One of our statues is wearing a Cleveland Playhouse baseball hat up there. Very glad. Repping the company. Appreciate that. I'm not sure if we made our way down here or not. I'll just do a quick little pan through where all of our chairs, shelves, even more lighting fixtures. The prop ones, not the ones that are providing our light, where those are stored. And that's pretty much it. So once again, I'm Ryan for Cleveland Playhouse in lovely Cleveland, Ohio. Thank you everyone for joining us for this quick tour of our production center, and not so quick, but very thorough and hopefully enjoyable tour of our props department. Like I said, being around for over a century means you acquire a lot of stuff, and being a theater, you want to hold on to it because you never know when you're going to need that again. Yeah, so later on today at around 5 o'clock, we'll be hopping on Periscope again to take you inside a rehearsal for A Christmas Story, the show that we have going on right now at the Allen Theater. So I'll be sure to get all Ralphie'd up. I'll have my hat, my bunny ears, my Ralphie glasses with no lenses so I don't end up tripping. Yeah, and we'll give you a little look inside what it's like to be in a rehearsal. Right now I believe they're still in the rehearsal hall rather than in the space. Like we said, most of the folks who are in the production center are over at the theater right now putting everything together. And we do have a time lapse of that on YouTube for that particular show that you can see very quickly just what goes into putting together a Christmas story. So thanks everyone for joining me. Hope you enjoy the rest of #LoveTheaterDay, and we'll see you around.